Hello and welcome to Pod of the Week, a place where I get to share my thoughts on pods I think you need to know about. We are continuing with the football frenzy podcasts, all these podcasts about football. I would invite you to listen to a podcast which has evolved since its inception, which will probably revert back to what it was before, but it's called the Trevor Noah What Now podcast. It doesn't end in a high, my thinking. And the cool thing about this podcast, the original concept of the podcast is conversations. It's Trevor Noah having conversations with people that he's obviously well connected with, but also just having great conversations to see how they got to their success. So the general conversation style podcast. He's morphed this into a FIFA, first of all, a watch along part of these live streams, but then also a weekly recap of the week's football matches, and with I think one of the most funniest and insightful human beings, at least I love his humor, is Joe Opio, and it is funny to see how he interacts with the guests on the couch during the watch-alongs, but also his football analysis in their conversations. I guess week 1 is out already, and week 2 will be out by the time this is posted, and you can obviously follow him as the weeks continue. But I think it's a fascinating fan view of the World Cup and its matches and its intricacies and the plays and all of this stuff from a real fan perspective rather than the football elite analysis. And Joe doesn't talk nonsense. Bear in mind, Joe speaks sense. But I think it's an insightful conversation between Trevor and Joe. And it will lead you to go watch the live streams, which is a laugh a minute, with all the amazing guests that they have on the live stream. But I think it's fantastic. If you want to know what it sounds like, have a listen.
This is What Now with Trevor Noah. We made it, Joe.
Oh, we did.
We made it. Here we are.
Finally.
What is this? 8 years of planning, 4 years of waiting, and then 1 week of chaos. Welcome to week 1 of the 2026 FIFA World Cup, hosted by Mexico, the United States, and Canada. You know, even saying it makes it feel as jam-packed as it's been. More countries hosting than ever before, more games than ever before, more countries participating than ever before. I don't remember the last time I started watching a game in the same country as the games are hosted, by the way, at midnight.
Yeah, it's... First of all, the gestation period, when you said 8 years, I was like, actually, it's been 8 years.
Yeah, it's been 8 years of planning. Yeah.
8 years in which, wow. But I feel like now that we are here, and that's the thing about the World Cup, now that we are here, it feels like it was worth the wait.
It does.
Yeah, it does.
Like maybe that's a good place to start. It's like, let's jump straight into the games. Who surprised you? Who has underwhelmed you? Who shows promise? I mean, like, if we think of the big teams, the one that comes top of mind, you know, because it was one of the most recent games, Germany. They're the first, like, big team who said, we're a big team. They're the first team who's shown that they're a big team. They
needed it. They had a scare, of course, at 1-1. You went like, oh, here it goes again. Because Germany, after winning the World Cup in Brazil, 2014, they have failed in the next 2 World Cups to make it past the group stages.
Oh, yeah,
2018, they stayed behind, having lost to Mexico in the opening game. And then last World Cup, they lost to Japan, and things went downhill from there. So they needed this win. But then when Curacao equalized, they went like, oh, here it goes again. Here it goes again. So yeah, Germany have definitely. That was a statement win.
It definitely was. I mean, beating a team 7-1, you know, you think at like 5-1, you start relaxing.
Germans don't show mercy.
No, they don't. Yeah, they really don't.
But the funny thing is the reaction from Curacao. Like, I've been online, and Curacao fans, credit to them, are like, for us, this was historic. The fact that we were invited to the high table and we held our own for as long as we did. And we scored our first World Cup goal ever, smallest country ever take part in a World Cup, 150,000 people. It means a lot to them.
So if you're looking for a football podcast from the fan view perspective, with some great analysis, but just great insight and amazing conversation, then this is a podcast for you. So remember, podcasts are not for some, they're for everyone.